Hey everybody, welcome back to the Real Heroes Show. You got Cory here with you as always, and in today's video, in for review, we have the 50th anniversary edition of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on 4K Blu-ray. So this one, it's got a special place in my heart. It was a favorite of the family as I was growing up, and when I saw that it was coming out with a 4K release, you know, definitely had to pick this one up, even if it turned out to be good or not. So just like Veruca Salt, we're about to find out if this one's a good egg or a bad egg, so let's dive right in. Packaging wise, you got a very nice slipcover here that notes that it is the 50th anniversary of the movie. Take it out of the slip and you have a slightly more boring version of the logo that you get on the slipcover. Pop her open, you have the 4K disc. You've got a slip for a digital copy, and you've got what is apparently an ages-old Blu-ray. So before we get into the actual review, go ahead, click the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. That'll definitely help support us and keep these videos flowing moving forward. Talking about tech specs on this guy, this movie was filmed back in 1971. It is a very old film. It was on film, obviously a 35mm print, so it has a native 4K digital intermediate, which is fantastic. The HDR is just a traditional HDR10, so no Dolby Vision on this one. It's in its original aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1, and on the audio side, it has a DTS HD master audio track. So no Dolby Atmos, no immersive audio, just a traditional 5 or 7.1 track. So this is a movie that you know, a lot of folks have watched it over the years in a lot of different presentations. I remember growing up, we had it on VHS and we pretty much wore the VHS out, which was a lot of fun. There are apparently some pretty bad reissues on Blu-ray, that there were some framing problems, audio softness issues, just a whole lot of weird stuff apparently that has happened with this film. You know, for the most part, I think I've probably seen it more times on cable TV than on an actual, you know, media source that I have control over. So to see it get the 4K release was pretty cool. I was excited to check it out, and to dive right into it. I mean, the video for this one, this is easily the best I've ever seen this movie look. Is it perfect? No. It's a movie from the 70s that wasn't made on the largest budget of a film back then. It's not going to compare with a Star Wars or an Empire Strikes Back or something like that, but it still looks pretty gosh darn good for what it is. You know, texture on close-ups on faces is fantastic. All the detail on the Wonka candy bars looks wonderful. Once you get into the actual tour of the chocolate factory itself, mind you, the first third to half of the movie is kind of drab and gray. It has that look of like an old English or European town, even though the movie's supposed to take place in the United States. We're not really sure. Some people have British accents, some people have American accents. It's a little peculiar, but you know, it is pretty drab in the beginning, but then once you get to the actual chocolate factory itself, Gene Wilder shows up, and it's almost like the color and the tone of the movie lightens up the same way that he lights up every scene that he's in. So once we get to the chocolate room where everything is edible, colors just pop off the screen. Your reds, your blues, your yellows, oranges, purples, greens, they're everywhere. It's astonishing. It's really great to see what HDR can do for a film from this time period. Really exciting, and I just found myself kind of chuckling, not just at all of Gene Wilder's terrific quips as Willy Wonka, but also just at how good a movie that is 50 years old can look while we're looking at it with modern technology. So and that pretty much carries throughout the entire film. There are lots of zany, colorful sequences. You've got the psychedelic boat trip. You've got the everlasting gobstoppers. You've got the room where Mike TV zaps himself over the television and shrinks himself down. The Wonka Vader has tons of great detail in it. Just really cool to see. It looks like there was a good deal of care put into the restoration of this film. So I'd say from a video standpoint, probably going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said before, it is not perfect. There are some kind of scratchy spots. There's some spots that are a little bit out of focus. It's a little soft from time to time, but that tends to come along with the movie. That was made all the way back then, so probably about the best it's ever going to look, if I had to take a guess, and a huge example of why catalog titles are important on this format. Moving into the audio on here. This, again, it's not immersive audio, so you're not getting a Dolby Atmos track like we did with the Indiana Jones collection or anything, just a traditional DTS HD master audio. It sounds great. The opening montage with all the chocolate being made and the orchestral score, nice, full, rich sound there. Nothing that's going to rattle your subwoofers in this entire film. It's an older movie. It doesn't have quite the dynamic range of today's newer films, so it's not Godzilla vs. Kong or any of those other bombastic blockbusters that came out recently. However, dialogue is clean and crisp. There are a few spots where it seems like the mics might have been a little bit hot when they recorded, so you do get some crackling from some of the characters and the voices, and some of the songs tend to kind of hit a volume ceiling, I think, which does kind of detract from it a little bit. However, again, coming from watching this on VHS and mostly on television broadcasts or on a streaming service, it sounded terrific. All the Oompa Loompa numbers with all the music were great. Sound effects were silly and fun, and you can hear them in every channel. And again, probably the best I've ever heard this. I was not alive when it came out in theaters, so did not get the theatrical experience for it, obviously. And I think this is the closest thing to that. So for the audio, I think I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. It would have been kind of cool if during some of these sequences, like especially the psychedelic boat ride from the chocolate room to the testing room, if there would have been some overhead effects, I think that would have been kind of fun. But we still got a pretty solid track out of this, and really no complaints, just not perfect. So is this one worth picking up? I would say if you're a fan of the film, absolutely. It's easily the best it's ever going to look and sound. They're not going to be able to figure out a way, I don't think, to take a movie that's 50 years old and improve upon it all that much in regards to video and audio. I think they are kind of hitting the ceiling when it comes to that right now. But it's an all-timer performance from Gene Wilder. It is the greatest kids movie that is also extremely creepy at the exact same time. So, if you're a fan of it, I would definitely suggest picking it up. You've got a stellar visual restoration. You've got a pretty decent audio track that's probably going to sound better than what you're used to. So, highly recommended if you are a fan of the film. So, that's going to do it for this video. Would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Drop us a line below and let us know if you're a fan of this film. How did you watch it growing up? Did you check it out on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, television broadcast? And are you excited to check it out in this 4K format? You can also support this channel for free by liking this video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and then sharing this video with your friends. We've gotten a ton of new subscribers lately, and we can't thank you guys enough. We love making these videos for you, and we've got a whole bunch of extra content coming up this week. We're going to have a review of the Tomorrow War. We're going to have episode 5 of Loki, episode 11 of The Bad Batch, and so much more. So please stay tuned to the channel, and until next time, see you guys in the next video.